So much clearing is happening right now. So much integration, so much activation. We're upgrading our circuitry board, our DNA. So many symptoms. So much of this is going on in our fields, around us, with our peers. And I could feel my ego and my lower mind holding on to dear life, trying to hold on to my old reactions, my old responses, my old methods of dealing with life, my old ways of looking at life, my old perceptions, my old judgments, I keep going on and on and on. I can feel that because as I interact with others, there's like these like spurts of anger that come out of me, these spurts of old Sabrina that show up. And in the moment, I get like flustered. I get, oh my God, am I back here again? Am I like experiencing this again? Am I moving into am I flip-flopping back to my old version of myself? And then like this morning, actually, I sat with this before I came on here and I said, you know what? It's okay. It's okay that we flip-flop backwards, right? And it's okay that that reaction came out of me, that rage, that anger, that sadness, that deep grief. It's coming up to clear. And how else are we supposed to do this? Then feel through it. Hello, my beautiful warriors of love. My name is Sabrina, and this week I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this integration, this higher self integration, these multi-dimensional cells moving into yourself, into your body. Like there's so much happening, and week after week it evolves. But sometimes it feels like it's stagnant. Right? Sometimes you feel like you're just not moving. You're just not evolving like everyone else is on social media, right? In the circle. And that's why we try not to compare ourselves to other journeys, because everyone has a different purpose and a different mission on this earth. And also because like there's no better, no worse. It's just how you're moving along, and it's also depending on your lifetimes and how much wounding and how much trauma you carry and how much trauma you have in this lifetime. It's all like interdimensional, right? It all makes sense, right? And a lot of us bring in it's hard to imagine the fact that you're bringing in an energy from the 1500s. What do you mean? That never settled in my body? I never cleared it? No. Why would you have cleared it, right? If you were killed, if you were burnt at the stake, like the most of us, we didn't clear any of that. Saying we come in as pure souls in this lifetime, but ultimately we have chosen this human experience to come in lifetime after lifetime, and there is those remnants. And this is what we're doing in this lifetime. This is why this lifetime is I can't tell you because I can't officially remember every single day of my last lifetimes. But from what I'm being told, that this is the last lifetime of full clearing, because we are leveling up. And I can feel my ego wanting to drag me down again, over and over again. And I do, and I play with it, and I fall into it. My friend brought this up. She's like, you labeling yourself as a road rager. And I'm like, I guess, because that's what I used to be, a road rager. So bad, but I am, I get angry in traffic. I used to not. And now I'm a little bit more not caring of it, but there's moments that it comes up. If you lived in Montreal, then you would know, because we're the city of cones, but it's all good. This is all to say is that all these labels that we do still call ourselves, we need to fully love those labels. We need to fully love every aspect of ourselves whether it's considered a strength or a weakness, right? Whether it's considered a downfall or an accomplishment or whatever it is, it's still part of you. It's still what makes Sabrina Sabrina. It's still what makes you you. So we're clearing this all, and the only way for the higher self to fully integrate within you is to come to terms with all of this. But I don't want to come to terms with all of it at once. I'm sorry. And this is something that's coming up more and more in my field. And I said it last week, I believe, and I'll bring it up again because I see it more and more with clients and myself. I'm realizing that I don't need to go looking for anything. It's going to come up, like the road rage or the anger or the deep grief that I feel sometimes that shows up. I'm going to like face it at the moment that it shows up. Or that, like a lot of you are flip-flopping back into relationships, whether they're romantic or friendships or whatever, because of old patterns, of old responses. It's more than that. It's also old. It's like a limited belief systems that we've old principles and values that we were all brought up with, that like kept you following the lines, that kept you following the grid system of the matrix kind of thing. Well, this is what you do. If you want to be a nice friend, and these are the things that you need to like check off your lists. If you want to be a good wife or a good husband, or it's like, what are these rules, people, and where do they come from? I don't understand. It's more and more. I don't. Rules are becoming more and more of. I've never followed the rules. Let's put it straight. I do follow some rules, but I don't follow all the rules, and it irks me. Like someone tells me, gives me an obligation, then it's like for sure Sabrina's not going to be there, right? Like if you have to come here at 8:00. Have to? So it's that little, inner rebel like I've talked about last week. And it's like showing up more and more in my field. I live in a province, which is like a state in Canada, like a province in Canada called Quebec. And we have, it's a French-speaking province. But more and more as I move through this journey, I realize no one's going to tell me what language I need to speak. No one. No one could tell me what religion I need to choose, right? No one can tell me how I need to live, since I pay taxes anyway. So I like more and more it's just like becoming clear. And these are just little petty matrixy examples, but it's going to come clear in your life when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your homes, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to every single pillar of your life. You're going to start saying, like, why do I need to do this? It's not aligned with my body. It's not aligned with my soul. And we keep like returning to it all the time because it's just what it is, right? Like I can only give you examples of my life to further along this, because it's like I'm in tarot right now and I still feel like I need to continue tarot, and it's going to show up in a different kind of format for me because I love storytelling. I love with the cards, but eventually I know that system is going to be outdated. We're going to move into something else. I've been trying really hard right now to bring in astrology and numerology into my sessions, and I keep hitting a wall because astrology, there's everywhere. It's all over, right? You can find an astrologer anywhere. And I'm trying to bring it in creatively into my sessions, and I still get it. And they're like, let it go. Let it go, and it will just transform on its own. This is what's coming up more and more in my field. It's like I try really hard. I sit there and I'm like trying to create my to-do list and update my website and they're like, yo man, are you not listening? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And it's like they're just do nothing. Work on your art, work on, do like your sessions on your website, create, go on Canva, do some templates, have fun like you're doing right now. But don't worry is what the real message is. Stop worrying about your job and your relationship and stop fixing, stop band-aiding, stop trying to compromise your life for someone else to fix. It's all coming down to this, and it's coming up in the field more and more with me. I had a message from my higher self said, step away from all your modalities of pendulum and all of it, because now you need to, if you need me to integrate within you, you need to trust me fully. So every morning I wake up and I'm like, okay, and I'm doing things, without even asking sometimes, and I'm just doing, right? And they're like, yo, that's right. And it's so interesting because I almost was dependent on it. So I was dependent on something else that was outside of me again. And now it's like learning to fully trust yourself. And it's challenging. Why? Because we're alone in this. We're all like little dots everywhere, right? We're all like, you're watching this, but maybe you have a partner that's supportive of you in this, and kudos to you. But most of us will have partners that are not really 100%, or your family members that are 0%, or like friends that are like tolerant of you, and you move through the journey and you put your head up high and you're like, I can do this on my own kind of thing, but it's challenging. And the energies are coming in stronger and stronger, and they're pushing us to no longer follow the rules, to no longer follow the what you think you knew. Because if you were really looking at it, everything that we think we knew is old, and everything that is now is what is now. But the future, we have no idea what's coming, but we're always trying to recreate our future. And I keep getting, and we're never going to tell you, Sabrina. I keep asking, they're never going to tell you, because that ruins the surprise. Because that because that means you're being lazy again. You're just expecting it to come in. And then we put a whole big expectation on it, and it doesn't work out because our mind is in full mode, blown, like, I'm going to recreate it, and this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And this is what happens with the world, even. Whenever you do predictive stuff and forecasting, it did happen, and it did happen because we put so much fear in it, right? It happened, the land fell and the people fell, and all this falls because we have a lot of low energy, low frequency that we're outputting. But how do you know your higher self is integrating with you? Last night I was lying in bed, and all of a sudden I asked, I ask questions, but I also talk to myself, right? My future self. And when I do, I get all like goosebumps and vibration. And I'm like, oh, this is like confirmation that you're here. And they're like, yes. So everyone will have their own. You can ask your higher self, what's the confirmation that you're here? What's the confirmation that this is a yes or this is a no? Like, some people can stand. You can stand and see where your body sways. If you sway this way, it's a yes, and you're the human pendulum, right? So there's a lot of ways as we're moving into it, right? Right now, I totally feel myself in full integration mode. But I've been in full activation mode for freaking years. And so have you. It's just that I've been more aware of it. I can feel it. And I'm able to distinguish my symptoms as that. So I had recently had a client who reached out to me by email, and she asked me about a certain symptom that she was having. Is this a part of the clearing, or is this because of a genetic thing or whatever? And I said, what do you, like, you have to ask yourself at that moment, because to me, it came up in a reading that these things are coming up to you right now as lessons and tests. How is the avatar going to respond to this? So now I'm bringing up any pain that I feel, any single pain right now that I feel. Oh my God, my kidney or my thing. I'm like, oh, what is happening? It's like, are the organs moving around? Like, I'm actually joking about it, but I'm also seriously believing. I actually believe that my cells are working for me. So I right away talk to my cells and say, so what is up? I might not get a response. And they might be talking to me, but I'm not hearing it. But I feel, I still feel, I trust 100,000% my body. For me to have gotten to this place, it took a long, long time, people. But I'm here, and there's no way that I need to go anywhere or get anything to soothe or relieve anything. Because I know that if I have to feel the pain for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, then so be it. But I don't, because I say, can you help me and soothe this for me right now? Or can you distract me, you know? Anyways, this all to say is that what is coming up for us, we are in full transition mode. And it's to trust it, right? It's to trust the signs, to trust people are coming into your life, being brought into your life for reasons. Pay attention. You have like an angry husband or a nagging wife or like a spiteful sister or a insecure brother, you know, like whatever it is, or a colleague or a boss or this, or a stranger on the street that comes up to you and yells at you. Everything is being put in your way to see how you will respond. And I see it. And I'm like, okay. And and if you respond in your old way, don't get upset at yourself. Say, oh, fuck it. Become aware of it. It's like, oh, I went back to the old way. I responded in that old way, and now I just got to do the whole integration thing. I just got to love it, hug it, forgive it, release it, move on. And you know, you can also go to it and look into it a little bit and say, hey, why did you come up? And where is this coming from? The same thing like I talked about last week. I'm bringing it up again this week, but it's really there, and it's something that needs to be addressed. We need to fully fall in love with all of it. Even when I'm angry on the road, and even when I catch myself though, I'm like, boom, I got it. All right. And it might happen again and again and again, but it gets weaker and weaker and weaker as we become more aware of it. The energies out there are very gloom and doom. I feel like there's a lot of hopelessness and helplessness out there. There's a lot of stagnancy for you. There's, like I was feeling boredom a few weeks ago, and there's still a lot of that resentment, judgment, all of that is still lingering around us. It's still happening all around us. With all the events that are happening in this world, I often have people, not even my closest friends, but have people talking to me about it. What do you think, Sabrina? I'm like, don't ask me what I think, because you won't like what I have to say, right? So I try to get out of it that way, because I don't want to engage in that. Because then if I do talk about it, they just don't, it becomes a thing. And I'm learning how to discern, and I'm learning discernment this way, but when I need to react or respond to someone, and when I need to engage or when I don't, and when I need to stay in my cave for a long time, And when, but every single time I need to listen to the voice that comes in. And every single time I need to listen to the message. Because the message, I'm being very candid with you, like every single week, but a lot of what's coming up in my field was not fear, but not knowing what's next, not knowing where I'm going with my life, not knowing what my next step was. It was coming up a lot this week, and I was like, it's so annoying, and I have so many ideas and I have so many things to do, and every time I try to explore it, I just hit a wall. I hit a wall. Now, that's not something that I'm someone who likes to jump in and do things, and I'm just getting walls. And I recently went out with a friend of mine. I don't know if all you know, but I was in jewelry before for 10 years. I had my own store. And a friend of mine was like, you should open up another jewelry store. I had 2 friends that said that to me. And I'm like, no. Like, I love it. It's my passion. I would love it. But if someone set it up for me and invested all the money in it, I would just work in it. Yeah, 100%. I'll do that. I'll buy your jewelry because I'm a good buyer. But otherwise, absolutely not. And it's also because it's the old Sabrina. And it's not who I am. And if I go back to that old version of me, and then I'm just there again. And I asked him, why did I close down my store? And why did that happen? Because you were never supposed to be in jewelry. That was wow. When they told, I was told that by my heart, I was like, really? They're like, yeah. But you went in because you're stubborn. You did it for 20 years or whatever you did it, but you did it. I'm like, okay. There's no regrets, but I didn't really listen at the time. I wasn't listening to my messages. I wasn't listening to the inner voice. So that's why as we integrate the higher self within us, you'll start to feel a little different, and you'll also start to trust yourself a little more. And you could start with baby steps. I always say start with the baby things. Start with things that right? Like I did that with my pendulum, but I could ask my higher self, how many rocks are sitting in that table? And they'll tell me whatever, 11. I'm gonna go check it out after to see if there's 11. And sometimes I gotta tell you that my higher self wrongs me. Why? Because it's a way of teaching me to trust me. Because I'm still looking for an answer from my higher self, right? Instead of really less trusting me. So integration is here, which means our multidimensional selves all coming and collapsing into this one avatar that we chose. By the way, we've chosen this avatar for this lifetime because we knew that it could sustain all the heavy lifting that needed to be done. So whatever body you have, shape, size, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, because it's exactly where it needs to be. It's functioning, it's helping you in every way possible. I want to stress here that it's really important. Right now there's a lot of we're moving away from the relationship. Like Libra season was all about relationships, and now we're moving into Scorpio season. It's all about rebirth, right? Transformation. We are moving into this energy of Phoenix. We need to rise, people. We need to trust ourselves. We need to accept the little spurts of anger and all of these ugly things. Like, I almost love them more than I love the happy. Nowadays, I see them more as, okay, you're trying to creep up for a reason. You're coming up because you're tired of being stuck in there. And you keep like coming up, and I keep suppressing you. I keep like, oh, fuck. I'm not angry. I'm like a loving being of light, you know? And it's like, no, man, you have this anger inside you. Can you release it, please? Just let it go. And how do you release anger? Sorry to tell you, but the only way I know how to release anger is by being angry. Right? And cussing and swearing and speaking and like yelling and that. And I did that recently in the car with my friends. They were like, yo, I wasn't angry at them, but I was angry at the situation, and it just all came out like explosive, like a volcano. And they were like, what the hell is going on with you, Sabrina? And I'm like, I know, but I needed to do it, and it was freaking awesome. And after that, I sat with it in silence for a bit, and I was like, ugh, that's so ugly. I can't believe I did this in front of people. And the thought crossed my mind, I'm supposed to be all like this leader in the dark, and here I am, like that thought, like, and I was able to tame it down, but it still sat with me for a few days until I was able to look at it and say, no, I'm freaking human. As much as I am a light, I'm a human being who's having this human experience. And it's going to be our last human, it's my last human experience with this matrix. We need to start enjoying this matrix for what it is. I had this realization that came up like a few days ago, and I was like, oh, it's true, right? I sat with my higher self and me, which is my future self, by the way. Your higher self is you. I was talking to me, and I was like, so how does this work? And this is where I get a little resistance. It's like, we don't want to tell you too much. I'm like, okay, but explain to me this. We're going to move into a higher dimension. We're going to move into a new earth, like a new experience. I'm like, yes. So this old experience it's like in collapse mode in a way, but not 100%. I said, so this old experience is going to remain. And they're like, yes. But I won't remain in it. Yes. So do you see, like, and that's where we're a little bit in limbo, all of us, because we're like, well, how do I get to the new one? And what is it? And it's like, you get to the new one by fully disconnecting yourself from this one, by fully moving away from your old patterns, belief systems, all of it, your old ways, your old teachings, your old everything. That's what we're doing. We're scaling away the old emotions, the wands, the wounds, the traumas, all of it is coming up. It needs to come up. And I've been allowing them to come up whenever they needed to come up. I'm not going to search for them anymore. I'm just allowing it. And in the moment someone triggers me and it comes up, then I will not suppress it, because that's what I was doing a little bit. Oh, I'm not going to show my dark shadow side too much, right? Too much, because I do show it. I'm not going to show too much of it. And I'm just going to try and like put a mask on or a facade on. But it's enough. If there's anger that shows up in that moment, I'm going to be angry. And be okay with it. Because that's what makes me this beautiful light that I am. Because I am light and I'm dark. You know, I am the moon and I am the sun. I am the night and I am the day. Like, I am it all. I'm the light and I'm the shadow. Go on and on and on. And so are you. And it's in accepting that, which is how we integrate. It's accepting the pain that comes with it as well. Because think about it. When you're clearing something out of a bathroom sink or whatever, it's gunky, you know. Sometimes it requires baking soda and vinegar, and sometimes it requires a plunger, sometimes it requires heavy duty. So that's what we're doing in our system. You think it's just going to clear. Oh, it's cleared. No, it's going to be laced with throat chakra clearing, which is like yelling and screaming. It's going to be like heart chakra, which is like crying. You know, it's going to be solar plexus when it's like, oh, maybe it's my organs. I don't know how it's going to show up. I don't know my clearing, how it's going to show up. I could start writing it down and trying to figure it out, but it doesn't matter. Because sometimes I'm debilitated for 3 days and I can't move because it's clearing. And I need to be like, you know, I have cramps. I have this. I have that. And I say, okay. I don't look for an explanation. I don't look for like a remedy or a solution or like what is it? A symptom or whatever. It's not some symptom, but the diagnosis of it. I don't seek it because I just know it's happening. And I need to allow it to happen. And what better way than you accepting your body, your avatar faults, right? Your avatar eruptions. It's erupting. It's like it's exploding. It's like it's expressing itself. You know, your body needs to express itself as much as you do. So that's how it expresses itself. And in all the emotions, energies in motion. And that's where I'm at, I think. I feel. And I just wanted to share that with you because I feel like we're all going through this, and it's and hiding in this spiritual like niche is not doing us any favors. This like, oh, I'm gonna go and do a ceremony and everything's gonna be good. No, man, I really do feel it's honoring our bodies and honoring the emotions and honoring the feelings and honoring everything, which is the dark and the light. So this is where I leave you. I hope this helped you. I know that a lot of my talks are probably not mainstream, but I'm not going to talk just to be mainstream, to get more follows and likes and whatever. I'm talking to a certain number of you, and I'm hoping that you're able to resonate with me, and you're able to be kinder to yourself in this journey, because it's not just happening to you. It's happening to a lot of us. We are all experiencing a lot of dis-eases. We're all experiencing a lot of energies in motion. We're experiencing a lot of this. A lot of walls, obstacles, a lot of this, a lot of revelations coming up within our relationships. Relationships are coming up a lot in our field right now because we are having to pay attention to the same story that keeps showing up in your life. That you keep accepting people back in your life because of societal norms or because of family or because of whatever it is, right? And it's going to keep coming back over and over and over until you one day it's just like you get it. Again, don't get upset at yourself for this, that you have to be in this dominoes effect with people over and over again, but it has to clear. And that's it. So I just wanted to bring that up. Also, oh yeah, I said this in I don't know where I said this. I said this in my weekly, but to me, time is moving really slow. So I don't know how you feel about that, because I feel like it's like stop shaming yourself. 100%. Okay, this is where I leave you, my beautiful warriors. As a side note, I'll be releasing a lot of videos. You're going to see a lot of videos showing up on my Let's Talk, because I am taking the older ones that I had, that I used to do before the tarot pulls, And now I'm putting them in separate videos. So you're going to see a whole bunch of them. So you can rewatch them if you like. That would be great for my views. But if you don't want to, it's fine. And yeah, this is it. So have a beautiful week. Also, I want to stress that you are not alone on this journey. We're all in this together. So anytime you need help, you need to ask for help. And also I wanted to add this. I said this to a few people. When you need help, you need to ask your spirit guides, your higher self, your angels, whoever, God, universe. You need to ask for it to come. Not to visualize it, but really ask. This is where it begins. All right, I leave you here, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care. I love you so much.